Welcome in, everyone. It is Wednesday, July the 15th, 2026. We are here with Fairydove the Fjord. I have not traded Fjord on stream, so I will be trading Fairydove here. Well, I shouldn't say on stream. I should say recorded, because this isn't streaming. But this is what I would be streaming if I could stream. But I can't right now. But anyway, I'm gonna grab my book because I forgot my book. Just realized that. I had my book sitting off to the side and then forgot to open it up, but it's okay. There we go. Is our last. You know what? I don't have. I am just all kinds of like with it today, aren't I? Map? There we go. There's our map. Okay. Highlighted. But okay, cool. I turned my fan off. It's warm. It is very warm. So if you hear buzzing in the background, I apologize. It is the fan. There's our map for the Hollow Woods. Let's head over here to Rainesh and give him some light, and then... I actually have light on me. Okay, good. Where were you from? Oh, I didn't put you up. That's why you're there. Okay. Pardon my coughing. I didn't really start riding any of the fjords until after they had retrofit them. And for it being an older horse model, it's one that I've really enjoyed. So here's what I do. It takes me about 2 sessions usually to get a horse leveled up completely. And I have been spending the first session, which will be the 1 to 11 session, just getting the horse to that, getting some of my initial thoughts down, but not really recording anything. And then I will record the 11 to 15. I didn't want to do that. Let's right out of here and swap this back. I overslept today, so I'm a little bit out of it. It's very late. I did get up this morning and I did our Wednesday update video. That's for the 15th, and by the time y'all see this, it's going to be, I think, in 3 or 4 weeks. So, y'all will have definitely seen that video by now, and several of these other ones. But yeah, this is a horse model that I didn't have much experience with, and they went on sale. I think it was in December. And so I went ahead and got one. I already had the 2 magic horses from Galloper's Keep. I'd gotten those 2, but I had not I hadn't really trained any of them. I think I've got one of those up to 14 or up to 4. I need a horse really quickly to have for a championship. And that was just the first one I grabbed, was one of those horses. Godself, you can, there you go. Stop getting stuck. Also, mark off that brimstone. There we go. Alright. Based on the road map, this horse is slated to get an update, so we'll be getting another updated horse this year. Actually, 2 more this year. After the AQH, which y'all should be out by the time y'all see this. Should probably have my spoilers button up. They're minor spoilers. Oh my god. I am so sorry about that. Where's my spoilers button? Here's my spoilers button. Do I have it? No, that's... I did bring the date up. That's not even... Weird. I'll have my buttons connected to the wrong spot. Anyway, Star Stable has specifically said what horses are coming out, so I will... coming out for the rest of this year. I don't consider that a spoiler, it's just kind of is if you, don't keep up with their social medias, which apparently you don't. I just look when someone tells me to look closely. Yeah, our next 3 horses, the last 3 horses for the year, going to be the AQH, which should be this month in July. Although that'll be last month for y'all. Westphalia, which is a remake of a Gen 1 horse. And then we should be getting the Fjord probably sometime in December, based on when they've been doing releases. I don't know specific dates. That's what my guess is. Either November or December. Fjord makes sense for December with the Winter Festival, so. The only date that I know for certain is the AQH. It's based off of, well, I don't know for certain, I should say. The date that was given was this month, so hopefully we actually will be getting them this month. I mean, it makes sense too, because Camp Western's coming, and it's a great time to have a new horse come in. It's right at the beginning of the Western Festival. Especially with a Western horse. This map is very small, so I have to keep looking over and like trying to figure out where these dots are. Four? Not 4. I only have 3 marked off. I forgot to mark off the one that was under the tree, that's why. Whoops, I don't know how in the world that came up as a dangerous fall, but okay. This one has one of the longest spines. There's brick here. Also has a very long spline. Longer than the music did. Yeah. This horse is just about to hit level 13. Now I need Anthea. Guess I'll get this one. It goes up here, so it's easy enough to find. You're gonna be one too, aren't you? Yep. Oh, right, that one goes behind here. One's inside that goes up to the front. There she is. Look at them and figure out how I'm gonna do this. Oops. There we go. One more satchel, and I can actually remember to turn the map off. I didn't. The last time I had the map up, which I think would have been a video a couple of videos ago. There she is. There's Erin Yees. Why did you think I said shit, and why did you censor it? That is so weird. You didn't that time. Oh, my transcription software is very weird. That was just funny. Alright, where's Hamira? First. Map off. There we go. It's a person on a Mustang. Not quite what I'm looking for. I saw some... No, I didn't see piano up there. I just saw one of the regular plants. Dang it, okay. Stuff that is spoilers, and I'm not going to give too many details about it, but that I have seen. I will have seen it by now, I'm sure. But what looks to be the special coats for Western Festival. They're excited for those because they're both gorgeous. I'll be getting those. One's for a Yorvik Mountain Horse, one's for an Appaloosa. I know, I just passed the thirds. Nice thing is I can talk about spoilers that are going to be a couple of weeks out or so, and not really spoilers to you guys, because y'all won't see this for a little while. And that one, I forgot to get the ones on the back of that room. Oops. Alright, one more horse, one more runestone, and then we start racing. That was a root. She is. I might get a couple more Clydesdales when they go on sale again. I only have the two, plus the two magic horses. I like them more than I thought I would. Same with the Fjord here. When those go back on sale again, I will probably be getting a couple more. If these go on sale. Now they're going to be dropping the price when the new one comes out. Assuming they do what they did with the other horses that had updates. Hey. There you go. All done in the Hollow Woods. Let's head on up to the observatory. Whoops. As you can tell that I was not looking at my screen that time. I was looking off at my other screen, and this slid right off the side of the mountain, as usual. Right, off we go. I turned my head just right. I can see that there's some sound leaking from my headphones to my mic. These are open back headphones, so that's gonna happen sometimes. I'm not monitoring myself, so I shouldn't have any problems with feedback. Can't do the live monitoring. It's just too much. It's too distracting to hear myself. Distracting to hear myself as is, but while I'm actually trying to do something, no, enough that I have to hear myself. Normally, I'll have a very slight delay, even though it's coming directly from my mic. Yeah, no. Okay. Observatory race done. Now let's head on down to the racetrack. So, I think I cut myself off, but if you don't know what I do with these videos, this is what I would be doing instead of streaming, which as of right now would be just recording training up this horse. So in this case, I'll be training the horse up to level 15, and then I will end the video, and I will either swap horses, and I will either do another video tonight, or I will do one tomorrow, or whatever the next day I happen to record is. Although the video after this would actually be the video that I've been meaning to record, which is the, hey, this is what I do, this is how I do it type thing. Just kind of explaining everything. I have a whole system that I do for training. I like training horses. It's my favorite thing in the game. And that's why I can confidently say that I can train a horse from 1 to 15 in about 4 hours. A little over 4 hours, but I can do it in 4 hours. Without any festival races going on. That would just make it a little bit easier. Either up or it's going up soonish. think it's already up, now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I would have been able to see that. It's where I train up the Connemara cupcake, or not cupcakeling, but liverling. I have a couple of Connemaras with similar names on different accounts, so. I picked a horse for that video. Specifically because it was at the end of the training list, and it's a horse that I really like, a horse breed I really like to ride, so it was an excuse. And a little bit of a challenge. I think the Fjord is one of the ones that is... Is it later in that first set of G3s? G3's third gens. I say G3 because you can tell I come from the My Little Pony community. That's how we refer to that particular generation of ponies. Let's take a look here, because I know I have it up. Yeah, the Fjord was last on sale in November of 2025. Go over on one tab there. Actually, it was that 10, 17, 18. So quite a year into it. It was the... Yeah, so it was like the last of that first year of new horse. But you know, it feels like it's later than that. It feels like it's a lot of those old horses. It's kind of weird, like how they feel. The Clydesdales also was right after. Yeah, the Clydesdale was the horse after this one, so it's these two definitely feel similar. For the fact that I like the Clydesdale, it's not surprising. I like the way the Fjord handles. But I mean, if they don't go on sale again, I still have the two mushroom ponies. Mushroom horses, they're not ponies. They can run the pony race, but they're not ponies. Star Stable did confirm that we are getting another Fjord this year. And we're saying that because that was on their socials. Also, I can't see OBS because I pulled that Chrome tab up to look, and yeah. Oops. The vineyard race. Let's go over here to Lynn and do her show jumping. All right, and now off we're going to go over to see Marley. Well, let's run into a pool first. Yeah, sure, that's great. Yeah, I like doing. I got distracted again. Anyway, yeah, I like training horses. I have a lot of horses to train. I have everything laid out in a spreadsheet, and I have a system as to how I pick which horses I'm going to train, at least on this account. The other accounts tend to be kind of whoever I grab and throw into the barn first. Let's go with Marley's paddock track. Trying to get a side-on view look at the jumps. Just anything that's standing out looks weird to me, but I mean it's pretty nice. The back end has a lot of animation. The pelvis moves a lot. It flexes a lot. Spine's a lot more flexible than it probably should be. And that can be a little distracting, especially when it's your faster speeds here. There we got our stuff with the horse. It's kind of the same issue that a lot of these older Gen 3s I'm noticing have. Also something I noticed in some of the Gen 2s that I have. I don't have many Gen 2 horses. I wasn't thinking when I started playing the game, and I'd already messed that on a whole bunch, and I messed that on a whole bunch more, So. I saw somebody cut that corner by going through the pasture there, and I always keep forgetting to try it. But it's a matter of getting the timing down and working that shortcut into my route. I didn't see where else they took shortcuts because I actually lapped them. Lower level horse than me, and Daze race. No chipmunks to feed today. That'll be tomorrow. On to my next page. Should be getting a roadmap tomorrow. Y'all will have already seen it by now. Although, depending on how long Western Festival is and when this video comes out, it might be time for another roadmap, so who knows? Yeah, I always like when I see the roadmaps come out, because as soon as I know how long one of the events is, I can do my tracking sheet that I do. What I usually do for my daily stuff. Like, I decided I was gonna go ahead and do it. I was like, oh, it's fine, I'll do it for Summer Daze. It'll be 4 weeks, right? And no, it's 5 weeks. I didn't have enough room to squeeze that last weekend. Well, shit, thanks. This one was only 2 weeks. And I made the mistake of looking at the comments on the Instagram post. I was looking to see, like, if there was any news about why the servers were down earlier, and no, there wasn't anything up there. But I saw people in the comments complaining about how there's not enough content, and I'm like, y'all, have you ever played another MMO in your life? The answer is probably no. Like, let's be real. Because I asked my partner about this too. I've asked several people about this. I specifically asked my partner as well, because he's also played a lot of other MMOs. I've played a lot of MMOs. I played a lot of MMOs from this game's era. I just never played this one because, well, when it came out, my at the time partner was Shed, but we're gonna not talk about him too much. But you know, I played a lot of MMOs that came out around this time, this game. A few that are older, some newer ones. Let me tell you, as much content as this game puts out, and there are still people complaining, no, shut the fuck up. One of the MMOs I play, Elder Scrolls Online, has just announced they're going to have to like cut back on how much content they put out because of these cuts from Microsoft. They're complaining, y'all are like spoiled. You're spoiled for content. We need to stop focusing on negative stuff with the pixel horse. If it's an actual problem, then complain. But complain in the proper channels. If it's not an actual problem, then shut the fuck up. I'm in a mood right now. I'm so tired of people who complain about the dumbest shit in the video games. And it's like, they're actual problems. I'm playing this game because, you know, I want some relief from the real world. I can't have horses in real life, so I have horses in games. Not every update needs to be full of stuff. Some updates can be just chill. Some updates, you're lucky you get anything, and they don't just do bug fixes. Because if it were me who was making the decisions, y'all wouldn't get as much shit as you do. Especially with all the complaining. It'd be like one big update every quarter or something, and that'd be about it. Which, considering we have the Equestrian Festival, we have Summer Daze, we have a Western Festival, we're going to have Galloper's Keep, and we'll have the Winter Festival. That's 5 events. That's It's more than like most video games give, most MMOs give you, especially older MMOs. And there are some MMOs where you get one big content update, like a year, and then a few patches. And they make you pay for the content updates. That's the way that most of them do it. You want to spend extra money on Star Stable after you've bought your lifetime Star Rater, you buy Star Coins. But you don't have to. You don't have to buy Star Coins. You don't even have to buy a lifetime Star Rater. You can get by with like trials and shit when they come out with them. But when the game goes on sale, it goes on sale for a pretty dang good price too, so we've had 2 bazaars in 2 weeks, or 3 weeks. There's a reason I'm down to 46 Star Coins right now. Mostly because I didn't buy them last time they were on sale. I was like, ah, she's fine. I didn't think we'd get 2 bazaars within 3 weeks, but whatever. Is the game perfect? No, the game is absolutely not perfect. Do I have thoughts about stuff I'd like to see improvements of? Yeah, absolutely. I sent off a big, it was a multi-page document in, I think I sent it as a PDF, or, yeah, I think I sent it as a PDF for, I sent the link too on my Google Drive. Just if they wanted to like see the whole thing in case the PDF conversion screws some things up. But you know, I sense it was a big idea. That's something I'm also going to put into video form so that I can share it with you guys. I have other things I'd like to share with you guys, thoughts about stuff I would like to see changed in the game. Oh wow, we've got a whole mess of newbies over here. That's fun. Whether they're truly new people or they're all starting, this is something new for Star Stable, and I think that's overall a good thing to see new accounts made, especially if they are people who aren't just making it alt for the invited friend accounts. Gestures to my saved login file, you know. I might do what is on the surface of training video, but is actually just me talking about my Star Stable wish list. That might be a video that I do very soon. But I would like to kind of have those thoughts, at least in bullet point form. Oh, I'm full up on cash. Favorites. Highest price of shillings. Is that all? That down there, and then we're just going to head right on over to Epona. have so many. There are so many games that I could be playing right now, and I'm playing the horse game, the kids' horse game, because that's what's good for the brain right now. Is there are some creators in the space that I follow, and we don't always see eye to eye on like some of the things about the game, but I try to follow creators who are I don't want to phrase this, folks who are more positive. Not saying that they never criticize the game, but they try to be constructive in when they criticize the game. Because it is possible. We can be constructive in our criticism of something we like. Doesn't mean that we hate it, just means that we have opinions. Like, the whole reason that I'm going to be doing this big project that this video was part of, where I'm like looking at the fjord and the animations and making observations of like, wow, that hip, the spine's very bendy, those hips move a lot, you know. Those are just some initial thoughts that I could put down, and I'm transcribing it so that I have it, I could put it into a doc that I can search. And then I'll have some observations and things that I can point out when I do the full videos. What are those videos? Well, those videos are me having opinions about horses for an amount of time. They're probably not going to be very long videos, but there will be many of them. Talking about the horse and how it compares to real-life counterparts, if there is one, or the closest real-life analog we can get. I want this flax before I start the race. All right, there we go. Like, I have thoughts about like even pricing on horses, especially for older horses. You know? Shouldn't be tied to if there's a new version coming out or not. Ooh, that's a root. Like, overall, I feel that the Fjord is a solid horse to have. The jump feels truncated. Like, it doesn't have time for its legs to fully extend. Its front legs to fully extend, they just kind of snap in place. This will be stuff that I look at while recording in, you know, like slow motions. I will be doing like frame counts as far as jumps go. How long it takes the horse, how long that horse is in the air from the time that the front legs leave the ground until the front legs touch the ground, basically. I want to do front legs to front legs. Maybe I should do front legs to back legs. But there is some fun stuff, like I've noticed in some of the jumps of the newer horses. And I'll tell you, man, that Canterbury jump is so gorgeous. But that's that. I like the way the Swedish Warmblood jumps just a little bit better. But generally, overall, the Hanoverian wins. That's a spoiler for my review there. I don't want to call it a review. I just want to, it's me talking about the horses for however the hell long. And I am a hoof nerd, so yeah, I'm going to get into the way the hoofs look as well. Even on the breeds that I generally like more than others. Because I have some opinions. I have some thoughts too, stuff I would like to see in the future. That's for a different type of video. Like, it is absolutely no secret that one of the things that I have said about this game is that it needs effectively the Realm Reborn treatment. And if you're not a Final Fantasy XIV player, you might not know what the hell I'm talking about there. That was where the devs took the game down, remade it from the ground up, and relaunched it. Now, I don't want people losing out on their horses. I don't think we need to go that far. So anything that a player already has purchased and stay, it can be in their inventory just as it is. The horses get to stay in their barns. They're rideable, they're usable, because especially if they pay for that stuff with star points, it shit's worth real money, you know. But the cohesiveness of the game isn't there, like visually, style-wise, it's not there. It needs help. And it needs more help than throwing band-aids on it is. But that would be a huge undertaking. I understand that. There's so many NPCs though that we interact with, especially newer players. Or if you're playing on your when you're playing through, just even with any character, the NPCs you interact with, most of them are extremely old. And then they put them next to, say, the Dark Rider models. Or even looking at them next to the player character, where I was like, I swear this character has more polygons in her hair than Mr. Sans does in this entire body. Something else you will have heard me say, if you've listened to me stream or anything, just the design language of the game, it's severely outdated. I don't think that players having older horses interrupts that. I think that NPCs having older horses interrupts that. And NPCs having older models interrupts that. Players can be kind of a time capsule, you know. I'm not even saying like remove old attack and stuff. If people want to keep it, that's fine. Like, I've bought stuff that's older. I have several sets that are older that I use mostly on my older horses that I have to train up. I think I've only got like an Icelandic and a Shire at this point. But fine with the players being a time capsule. I don't think the rest of the game needs to be. Because, man, it can be fun in an older MMO, especially if you go like, shit, like, man, I used to, when I was still playing World of Warcraft. And the level cap was 80, and when you got to 80, it meant you could go back and you could do, like, old Party Crusade raids solo if you know, careful enough. I did. So there was... What's the one? There's one of the Hellfire Prince, I can't remember the name of it. It had a really cool set, and it sucked for a shaman, but it looked really cool when you could transmog. So... I like soloed that raid until I had all the pieces. You know, I would go back and I would do, oh crap. I can't remember any of the names. It's been so long since I played World of Warcraft. It's been almost a decade at this point since I played World of Warcraft. I stopped playing during Mists of Pandaria. So, that tells you how long it's been. But there was one raid that had like a skeletal horse, and everybody had their flying mounts, but man, I wanted that skeletal horse, and I got that skeletal horse. And it was a pain in the ass, because I had to run the raid, and I reset it, and I only got like 5 chances a day to do it, because it was a raid. But I got my skeletal horse. Whoops, I just smacked my little doodads on my microphone. I never got my Ashes of Valar, though, so... If I ever go back and play World of Warcraft, I'll be getting those at some point. If they're still available. No, not by buying them. I will go and just run the raid myself and do it. That was the... You have somebody log you in and get into a group with them when they log out. So you technically can make it a raid group that way. That's what I would do. Mark this. Okay. You know, I would play this game even if this game, as it was in its current state, was just made to be single player. I would still play this game. I don't know if I don't. The only like social aspect I really do with it is championships. And even then, I don't talk to people. Speaking of, I forgot to get my championship quest. Shit, it's fine. I should try to grab the one at Moorland at least, but nope, I forgot. It's fine. Oh, good. I don't even know what championship's coming up. Oh, it is Moorland. There is an invisible wall there, and it keeps catching me. I don't know how long it's been there. I just know that it is. It's annoying. Like, no, okay, I know it's not invisible. I know it's in physics that are not where they're supposed to be. But still, really annoying. We've got 13 minutes. I'm gonna run over here to Yorvik Stables to see how far down there I can go, and then try and give myself like... I'll give myself like 10 minutes to do what I can. And then I will head up to... I'll take the trailer up to the medieval camp, get Birius quest, and hopefully make it to Moorland by the time that championship starts. You know, there's a can I just ran past. It's fine. I'm just trying to get over here first. We're running into literally everything. hopefully be able to do both of Mark's. Mark's one race done, and let's do the snake bite. With that false bay done, Criollo. Man, that's such a pretty color. Gorgeous horse. Ooh. Okay, it's fine. I jumped way too soon there. That was my bad. And then I turned too soon and got stuck on the wall, so, you know, that's the way it goes. I might be able to get the HM races in. It'll only take a minute each. I'll be able to. I've got 10 minutes until the Moreland Championship starts. That should give me time to get up to the medieval camp, get Liberia's quest, and get back to Moreland. And hopefully not keep y'all waiting that long. Okay. And then I'll have to go back to the medieval camp anyway to turn it in, because I've got the 2 gauntlet races up there to do. I think it's just the way the headset is naturally on this horse, on the model, because it keeps his head a little bit lower. But this horse definitely doesn't have the same sort of extremely high head through the jumps that some of the other Gen 3s have. It definitely looks more natural than like the Robert Warmblood or this guy over there. There's a breed that I still cannot pronounce the name, but I still don't have the button up to push the button and have it say the name. My friend made me, I paid one of my friends to say the name because my friend speaks German and knows horses. And I said, hey, can I pay you to say this for me? And she said yes. So I made me the file and I paid her for it, and I still haven't done anything with it, sitting on my hard drive. That is my fault. That is not anybody else's. But yeah, like those older breeds, especially those older warmbloods, when they jump, their heads are way the heck up in the air. as opposed to like with the horse, leading with its head. It's not the right way of saying it, but the horse puts its head down when it jumps usually. You don't tend to see horses with their heads way up in the air when they're jumping, especially if they're jumping cross country. If you're head up in the air when you're jumping cross country, you're going to smack into something. Okay, so we're going to do this really quickly. We're going to end to her, go up to the medieval camp, and then head down to Moorland. And that should get me close to this horse being leveled the rest of the way up. Also, I had the extremely funny revelation the other day after I was... Because when I bring new horses into the barn, and they're not part of the training group yet, I will still do stable care on them, the brushing and feeding and whatnot. And I realized that I had a Yorkwick Andalusian, and I have the new Andalusian model, and they're in stalls next to each other, and they're both bay. Bay transcription software, like a bay horse, but what you tried. You're gonna get a gold star for that one. I totally whiffed that. I get a gold star too. Actually, I don't even get a gold star. I don't even get the you tried for that because I didn't try. My transcription software gets a you tried. I don't. It's spelling out bay as in B-A-E instead of B-A-Y. Why do you know bay in that form? Why don't you know the other one? Why do you assume that I thought I meant bay as in, yeah. Moorland Stables, there we go. Moorland Staples, yeah, sure, why not? Okay, first things first. Talk to Tamika, because I've got 2.5 minutes. There we go. And then we'll talk to Agnes. Trot our way up here. Oh, that's one of my favorite Criollos too. That Carmelo Marwari. Look, I know it's not quote-unquote proper, but the way that the leg wraps are on the older horses, where they come down all the way to the hoof, I know that's not proper and that they should look more like the ones that you see here, starting from the fetlock and going up to the knee. I know that the look that's on the Criollo is more appropriate, but this is adorable and reminds me of like when you used to wear like the leg warmers in the 80s. I am very old, by the way. I am in my mid-40s. So yes, I lived through the 80s and the 90s, and we did indeed wear leg warmers like that. Although it was usually for In my case, I would wear it like that for roller skating. Or you would see it for like gymnastics or jazzercise. That's what it was called. I haven't thought of jazzercise in forever. I am need to turn my fan towards me because I am extremely warm. So you are probably going to hear buzzing since the mic is like. I switch my fan over here. It can maybe like point towards me and not be as on the mic. No. Although it's louder when it sits over there. It's fine. Aw, it's my favorite Hanoverian. You did the thing. You can see like the difference in the Jorvik Warmblood and the Hanoverian. That is such a difference in how they're handling Warmbloods. And everyone's like, "Oh, the Warmbloods look the same," and I'm like, "Do they? Are you looking at the same horses? Because I don't think we're looking at the same horses, you know." Alright, so this should get me 250, and then I think I get 250 from Agnes. I want to say Tamika's is 300, so that'll almost get me leveled up. But I might hold on to the one from Agnes. Until I swap horses. Yeah, that's the words. Jeez, wow, I just could not think of the words there. So give this to Agnes, and oh, she gets me 300. That's fine. Well, then what I will do is I will go turn in this at the. Actually, I'm going to do some of the races around here because I don't want to have to, you know. I don't want to go over on my experience. That's the word. We'll do these 3 tracks with Stacy. Yeah, there we go. I like when I can't remember the NPCs' names. I don't remember names very well at all. remember any of these just because of I'm here all the time, you know. I see them every day, especially when they're the ones like that are part of the actual training circuit. All right, cool. So now I need to offer pickup. And we're going to catch a bunch of fireflies. And then after that, this video will be done. And I'll have a 250 horse experience quest to turn in for the next horse. That video it's not actually going to be like a actual normal training video, like, well, normal, quote unquote, like this. It'll be on the stream of consciousness, but it'll be me mostly talking about, stuff that I want to see. For however long that takes. This took me an hour and 18 minutes to do so. It's actually pretty dang speedy, all things considered. Fairydove is level 15, so we're going to take I never said it. Did I not set you? I thought I had. Well, you're going to be an adult. Come here. There we go. Okay. We're going to take her back. And swap to my next horse. But in the meantime, folks. Oh, it's a Mustang. Who's next? Heck yeah. I hope you guys have a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon, whatever it happens to be when y'all are watching this. And I will see you guys on the next video. I hope you take care. Until then, bye-bye.